In a world filled with constant noise, material pursuits, and digital distractions, many people are searching for deeper meaning and spiritual connection. Enter Marianne Williamson, a spiritual teacher, author, and thought leader who has touched millions of lives with her profound wisdom and practical approach to spiritual growth. Her teachings bridge the gap between ancient spiritual truths and modern living, offering guidance that resonates with seekers of all backgrounds. Williamson rose to prominence in the 1990s with her groundbreaking book, A Return to Love, which caught the attention of Oprah Winfrey and subsequently reached millions of readers worldwide. Her interpretation and teachings of A Course in Miracles made complex spiritual concepts accessible to everyday people struggling with real-world challenges. Whether addressing personal relationships, career difficulties, or global issues, Williamson consistently emphasizes the transformative power of spiritual principles in creating meaningful change. What sets Williamson apart from other spiritual teachers is her ability to blend deep spiritual insights with practical application. She doesn't suggest retreating from the world to find peace. Instead, she advocates for full engagement with life while maintaining spiritual awareness. Her approach acknowledges the complexities of modern living while offering solutions that tap into timeless wisdom. These 5 essential principles from Williamson's teachings represent core themes that appear throughout her work. They aren't just theoretical concepts but practical tools that can revolutionize how you approach daily challenges, relationships, and personal growth. Each principle builds upon the others, creating a comprehensive framework for spiritual development that's both profound and practical. The beauty of these principles lies in their universality. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual practitioner or someone just beginning to explore personal growth, these teachings offer valuable insights that can be applied immediately. They don't require adherence to any particular religious belief system. Rather, they speak to the universal human experience and our shared desire for meaning, connection, and purpose. As we explore these principles, you'll discover how they can transform various aspects of your life. From improving relationships to finding career fulfillment, from handling daily stress to contributing to social change, these spiritual truths offer a foundation for creating lasting positive change. They provide a framework for understanding yourself more deeply and engaging with the world more effectively. In today's fast-paced society, many people feel disconnected, anxious, and uncertain about their direction in life. Williamson's principles address these modern challenges while offering timeless solutions. They remind us that spiritual growth isn't separate from daily life, but is instead the very foundation for living authentically and purposefully. Throughout this exploration, we'll examine real-world applications of these principles, sharing stories of individuals who have successfully integrated them into their lives. You'll find practical exercises, reflection questions, and actionable steps that allow you to immediately begin applying these teachings in your own life. This isn't just about understanding concepts intellectually. It's about experiencing their transformative power firsthand. The journey ahead promises to be both challenging and rewarding. These principles may challenge some of your existing beliefs and push you out of your comfort zone. However, they also offer the potential for profound personal transformation and a deeper connection to your authentic self. As Williamson often reminds us, spiritual growth isn't always comfortable, but it's always worth the effort. Let's begin our journey through these 5 essential spiritual principles, exploring how they can illuminate your path to greater awareness, purpose, and fulfillment. Remember, the goal isn't to reach some distant spiritual ideal, but to bring these principles alive in your daily experience, creating positive change in both your inner and outer worlds. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast canyon, feeling small yet somehow connected to everything around you. That's what happened to Sarah, a high-powered executive who had everything society deemed successful, except inner peace. One morning, after another sleepless night counting deals instead of sheep, she experienced a profound revelation about love that changed her life forever. Her story, like countless others, demonstrates what Marianne Williamson has been teaching for decades. Love isn't just an emotion. It's the most powerful force for personal and global transformation. Think about the last time you felt truly, completely loved. Notice how your shoulders relaxed just reading that sentence? That's not coincidence. It's science meeting spirituality in the most fascinating way. Love, as Williamson teaches, extends far beyond the hearts and flowers of Valentine's Day or the warm fuzzies of a family reunion. It's the fundamental energy of the universe itself, the force that can transform a mundane Monday morning into an opportunity for miracles, or turn a difficult conversation with a coworker into a chance for profound connection. Consider this. While you were reading these opening paragraphs, approximately 100 million acts of love occurred worldwide, from a mother soothing her crying baby to a stranger helping an elderly person cross the street. Yet most of us have barely scratched the surface of love's transformative potential. When most people hear the word love, their minds immediately jump to romantic relationships. However, Williamson's teaching expands this limited view into something far more revolutionary. Love, in its purest form, is the decision to see beyond surface-level differences and recognize the fundamental connection between all beings. James, a former skeptic turned spiritual practitioner, discovered this truth in an unlikely place, his local coffee shop. I used to rush in, grab my coffee, and rush out, he recalls. Then one day, I decided to try viewing everyone through the lens of love that Williamson describes. The barista wasn't just someone making my coffee. She was a fellow human being with hopes, dreams, and struggles. That simple shift in perspective changed everything. This expanded understanding of love transforms everyday interactions. The annoying colleague becomes a teacher of patience. The difficult family member becomes an opportunity to practice compassion. The stranger on the street becomes a reminder of our shared humanity. Love acts as a catalyst for personal growth in ways that might surprise you. Research in neuroscience shows that when we experience or express love, our brains release a cocktail of chemicals that promote healing, reduce stress, and enhance learning capabilities. But Williamson takes this understanding deeper, explaining how love actually restructures our entire way of being in the world. Take Elena's story, a perfectionist attorney who lived by the motto, "Love is earned." She found herself constantly exhausted and unfulfilled despite her professional success. Through studying Williamson's principles, she began to understand that love wasn't something to achieve, but rather her natural state of being. This revelation transformed not only her relationship with herself, but also her approach to her practice. I stopped seeing cases as battles to win, she explains, and started seeing them as opportunities to bring more understanding into the world. Walking through a typical day with love-centered awareness transforms even the most mundane moments into opportunities for spiritual growth. Picture your morning commute. Instead of gripping the steering wheel in frustration at traffic, you can use those moments to send silent blessings to other drivers. This isn't just positive thinking. It's a radical shift in how we engage with reality. Mark, a middle school teacher in Detroit, implemented this principle in his classroom with remarkable results. I started each day by mentally surrounding every student with love, especially the challenging ones, he shares. Within weeks, the entire classroom dynamic shifted. The students who acted out the most were often the ones most responsive to this subtle change in energy. Here are some practical ways to apply love as a transformative force. Morning practice. Before checking your phone or starting your day, spend 5 minutes directing loving thoughts to yourself and others. Many practitioners report this simple ritual changing their entire day's trajectory. Difficult conversations. When facing conflict, pause and ask yourself, what would love do here? Rachel, a marriage counselor, noticed that couples who learned this practice showed significantly better conflict resolution skills. Work environment. Transform your workspace by viewing each task through the lens of service and love. Jennifer, an accountant, shares how this shifted her perspective. I stopped seeing numbers on a spreadsheet and started seeing the people these figures represented. My accuracy improved, and surprisingly, so did my job satisfaction. Case studies and examples. The transformative power of love shows up most dramatically in real-world examples. Consider the story of the Wilson Manufacturing Company, where implementing love-based leadership principles led to a 40% reduction in workplace conflicts and a 25% increase in productivity. Or take Maria's experience in healthcare. As an ER nurse, I was burning out fast. Williamson's teachings about love as a healing force reminded me why I chose this profession. I started treating each patient interaction as a sacred opportunity to channel love. Not only did my job satisfaction improve, but patient outcomes in my unit showed measurable improvements. Another powerful example comes from Robert, a corporate mediator who integrated love-based principles into his conflict resolution practice. Instead of focusing solely on reaching agreements, I began creating space for genuine human connection. The resolution rates skyrocketed, and more importantly, the solutions proved more sustainable. To fully embrace love as a transformative force, Williamson suggests several practical exercises. The mirror exercise. Stand before a mirror each morning and practice directing love toward your own reflection. Karen, a recovering perfectionist, found this particularly powerful. At first, I could barely maintain eye contact with myself. Now, it's become a cherished part of my daily routine. The love letter practice. Write letters without sending them. To people who challenge you, expressing understanding and compassion. David, a business leader, used this technique to transform a difficult workplace relationship. Writing these unsent letters helped me see my difficult employee's perspective, completely changing our dynamic. The sacred pause. Throughout your day, set regular reminders to pause and consciously choose love. Sarah, a busy mother of 3, says this practice revolutionized her parenting. Those brief moments of choosing love over reaction have created a more peaceful home environment. Picture yourself facing what seems like an impossible situation. A career setback, a health crisis, or a broken relationship. What if you could transform these challenges through a revolutionary shift in perception? That's exactly what miracle-minded thinking offers. Sandra, a cancer survivor, shares, "When doctors gave me a devastating diagnosis, I chose to view it not as a death sentence, but as an invitation to complete transformation. This mindset shift didn't just help me cope. It fundamentally changed how I experienced my entire healing journey." The human brain processes approximately 60,000 thoughts per day, and studies show that for most people, 80% of these thoughts are negative. Miracle-minded thinking isn't about denying these thoughts, but about choosing a different response to them. Consider Tom's story. As a veteran battling PTSD, he lived in constant fight-or-flight mode. Learning to shift from fear to faith wasn't instant, he explains. It started with tiny moments, choosing to see potential safety instead of potential threats. Gradually, these small shifts created massive changes in my life. Williamson teaches that miracles aren't supernatural events, but natural occurrences when we align with love's perspective. They happen not by forcing change, but by opening to new possibilities. Your life is speaking to you every moment of every day, a homeless man told Rebecca, a successful therapist who felt emotionally bankrupt despite her professional success. This unexpected wisdom mirrors one of Williamson's core teachings: personal responsibility for spiritual growth. Real transformation begins with honest self-examination. This isn't about self-judgment, but about clear-eyed awareness of where we are and where we want to be. When Martin, a small-town librarian, decided to apply spiritual principles to community service, he never imagined he'd end up creating a program that would transform hundreds of lives. His story exemplifies how individual spiritual practice naturally flows into collective change. The ripple effect of personal transformation creates waves of change in communities. When we heal ourselves, we automatically contribute to healing the world. As we conclude our exploration of these 5 spiritual principles, remember that transformation isn't a destination but a journey. Each principle builds upon the others, creating a comprehensive approach to spiritual growth that's both practical and profound. Integration steps. Begin with small daily practices. Notice opportunities for applying these principles. Trust the process of gradual transformation. Keep a journal of your experiences. Connect with others on similar paths. The journey of spiritual growth isn't always comfortable, but it's infinitely rewarding. As you implement these principles, you'll likely find that the biggest miracles aren't external changes, but the internal transformations that naturally occur when you align with these spiritual truths. Remember Sarah from our opening story? 3 years after her initial awakening, she reports that her life is unrecognizable, not because her circumstances dramatically changed, but because she sees everything through new eyes. The principles Williamson teaches aren't just ideas, she says. They're keys to a completely new way of experiencing life. Your own journey with these principles starts now. Each moment offers a new opportunity to choose love over fear, to practice miracle-minded thinking, to take responsibility for your spiritual growth, and to contribute to positive change in the world. The principles you've discovered through Marianne Williamson's teachings aren't meant to sit idle in your mind. They're tools for profound transformation. Here's how you can start applying them immediately. 1. Begin your morning with purpose. Take the 5-minute love meditation challenge. Start tomorrow morning by sitting quietly and directing loving thoughts to yourself and 5 people in your life. Notice how this small practice shifts your entire day. 2. Take the 30-day challenge. Commit to implementing 1 principle each week for the next month. Track your progress, notice the shifts, and share your transformation story with our community. Your transformation starts now. Join us in creating a more loving, miracle-minded world.